please be seated. This is the last seminar of the day. So feel at ease. Okay, let's start. Okay, my name is Adrian Ang. I'm from Marine and Ports from ABB. So that's myself, and I'm going to share with you on the career itself, the seminar. Okay, maybe to ease us into the discussion, I have some quiz for all of us to discuss. First is that, you know, the ports terminal in Singapore, the marine and ports, PSA, right? We all know PSA, the terminal port system. So the first question is that, do you know how many connectivity, the number of ports connected to PSA, or how many countries are connected to PSA? Just a guess. How many ports are connected to us, PSA, in Singapore? 10. We are a transshipment hub. We are a transshipment hub, so it's important that the big numbers. The hint is that how many? Just show.
Russia plus Europe plus Middle East.
Yes.
Then America.
Yes. How many ports? Just make a guess.
Russia 7. Europe
Total numbers.
Top 10 countries 17. Then Middle East at least you have 50 at least. 50
ports connected to us. Okay. How many countries in that sense? Roughly how many countries connected to us? Rough guess. Just in the top of your mind. Roughly how many countries are connected to us?
Yeah, it should be 50 plus.
50 plus countries, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
I think I'm still being conservative, right?
Yeah.
The total will be much higher.
The answer is there are 600 ports connected to Singapore. That's why we are the #1 transshipment hub. 600. And that translates into how many countries? 123 countries connected to us. So you can see how busy is the PSA port system, and why we are positioning ourselves the largest transshipment hub in the world. So comes the next second question. In the current situation in the maritime industry, which country is now developing their ports to be a fully automated port, to be the world largest in the coming years? This one should be quite easy. Correct, Singapore. Singapore will be very soon, by 2040, the world largest automated port terminal. So you can see how important is Singapore, right? As a transshipment hub, so we will be there. So saying about Singapore, then we have to widen a little bit, right? So the Strait of Malacca that vessels are coming to Singapore. Make a guess, in a year, how many vessels are coming through the Strait of Malacca? Roughly.
Million plus.
No, not so many. There are not many of vessels in the world. But how many? Let me give you
Counting, coming, going.
Yeah, passing through the Strait of Malacca. So if I give you a kind of hint, let's say the first answer will be 50,000. The second answer will be 100,000. The third answer will be 150,000. So which one? Multiple choice. 150,000 vessels passing through Strait of Malacca. Anyone? 100,000 a year. We are talking about last year. How many passing through? So the answer is 100,000 vessels passing through Strait of Malacca. And that is very congested, very, very congested. That's the way, that's how Singapore is able to ease the kind of traffic. We are one of the canals that, in the world there's 4 or 5 canals that is very easy. In Singapore, in Strait of Malacca, happen to be one of them. Yeah. Now after we talk about ports, how busy we are, how strong we are in the ports connectivity, we talk about the number of vessels coming to the Strait of Malacca coming to Singapore. Then comes the next question. Before COVID, how many cruise vessels comes to Singapore? Roughly, before COVID, 2019.
Can you do MCQ?
MCQ questions, yes, okay. MCQ questions, okay. Let me think of the numbers. Okay. First, A will be less than 200 vessels coming in 2019, ports call to Singapore. You know, Singapore is very big in cruise market, right? So A is 200, B is 300, C will be 400. In 2019, before COVID, we all enjoy cruise. I think all of us going for cruise, right?
Yeah, I think 400.
400. Anyone lesser than 400? Any takers?
300.
300. Okay. The answer is more than 400 vessels called into Singapore, the cruise center itself. That's why you read yesterday in the business news, the news itself, the Marina Bay cruise centers are also expanding. Okay. Okay. Then after we know the number of vessels, number of ships, number of ports called, it get you excited. The next thing that get me excited is how many maritime companies are there? Because that comes to the real. Can you guess how many maritime companies are there?
So that's counting everything related to shipping that
Relating to shipping, relating to the supporting industry for this maritime industry. This is such a vibrant industry.
companies and their supporters as well.
Yes, everything roughly how many that works in the maritime industry. Then we can say ourselves is the maritime industry. I think how many companies?
The support company also.
Any guess?
10.
Hmm?
10.
10 companies.
The support company.
Any numbers, welcome. Yeah, so we see whether we are, how exciting I am to share with you about this industry. 100.
I'm
Okay.
counting everything.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So there's 10, there's 100. Anybody? Higher, please.
4K.
Huh?
4K.
All zero.
4,000.
4,000. Higher, please.
5,000.
Correct. 5,000 companies in the maritime industry. And that employs how many employees in this industry? Can you guess? 5,000 companies in the maritime space. How many employment we are getting? Any guess? 50,000, okay, multiple choice, huh? 50,000, 80,000, 100,000, or 150,000?
People employed in Singapore.
For the maritime industry, correct. Like myself.
100,000.
100,000? Higher. 150. Yeah, less
I
than.
think it should be actually higher.
It's higher than that. More than 170,000 that employ in the maritime industry. So you must understand the ecosystem in the maritime industry from the ports and the maritime. There's more than 5,000 companies, more than 170,000 employees like us, and 600 ports are digital, are connected to us in Singapore ports, and more than 200 cruise, 400 cruise calling in before COVID. After COVID in 2022, the cruise numbers are coming 250, starting to pick up. So that's why Marina Bay cruise centers has to expand. So I hope this get you excited about this industry. This is an industry that very core to Singapore's success as a transshipment hub, as a maritime industry business. So what does it has to do with ABB? Now I have to share about something what we do. So ABB is a big conglomerate company. So if you try to understand us, we have many divisions supplying equipment to power the whole industry. So our slogan is that we are engineered to outrun. That means whatever we do, there's a lot of R&D, there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of innovation in the products that we do. And here in Marine Ports, the division that I'm responsible for, we support the whole, I would say the electrification of board the vessels. That means from the bridge to the vessel. Meaning to say today you can just take us as a Tesla or BYD, that you build the vessels, you build the car, and with all the electrical components inside. So the customers, our owners build the vessels. They can order the vessels from any shipyards, and then by ABB we supply all the propulsion system, all the electrical system on board the vessels to let it go in. that's how what we do as a Tesla equivalent, if you think about it. So that's what we do in communication.
So this is for the huge container ships as well?
Everything. So we have cruise vessels where we even supply the propulsion, the exports. So if you realize, how many of you have been to the cruise? Have ever been to on board a cruise? Like, okay, kind of show of hand. Please go for more cruise. Now, if you realize that if you look at videos or anything, you will see that for cruise vessels, they can park their cruise very easily as compared to merchant vessels that they need to be towed into the cruise. Because on the cruise vessels, they have exports propulsion system that is like 360 azimuth that they have easy to move around. Again, so these are propulsion system for ABB. So we supply the whole packages. And largely, a lot of cruise are actually ABB powered cruise. So that's why in our team in Singapore, we are very much supporting the cruise market. And in fact, most of the cruise that dock in Singapore is ABB powered. Merchant vessels, as you say, we are also supplying systems to the merchant, the offshore, the cruise, the LNG carriers. So in ABB, we have about 6,000 vessels powered by ABB. Yeah. So similarly on the ports terminal side, so that's why when I say I'm from Marine and Ports, we are supplying automation system to the ports terminal and electrification on the ports terminal. So that's our products in ABB. So we are a system integrator to the Marine and Ports industry. And therefore, our know-how and our competency is so very much important to power up the industries. Okay. Questions for us? For myself? Sure.
Is ABB the only SI in Singapore?
We are not the only SI, but we are the true SI, as in we are able to do everything in a full package. So the second question is that besides building a vessel, obviously building a Tesla in the water like ABB, the other important component is the charging. How do you integrate and charge Tesla? Similarly, in ABB, we have the shore charging to the vessels. So that's very important because you have the power management system across the charging and on the vessel side. Likewise, we have batteries integrated into the system itself. So that's battery management system. So as an integrator, we can integrate everything. Not only we do that in ABB, we are on top of that. What we provide is digitally connected to the vessels. So every day we are connecting more than 2,000 to 3,000 vessels digitally connected to us, so that we know the health status of all the assets on board the vessels. So when, for example, the customers has issues with their equipment on board, we are first-hand get to know it, and we are able to support the customers to do fast recovery of the system, and then they can get home. So that's the important job in ABB that we take pride in ourselves, that every day when we go to work, every day is not a similar day of this day. Every event, every situation are different, and we encounter it, and then we have to support it. So we are 24/7 round the sun to support the message. Yeah, so that's our picture. So besides digitally connected, we also last year we besides looking at the vessels itself, we also acquire a weather routing company. So you see the vessels is like, you need a GPS to tell us where to go. It's a Tesla in the market, right, in the water. So we acquire a routing service company. We are providing the routing to about 30,000 vessels in the world. That's about 1/3 of the whole merchant fleet. And this routing service, meaning to say, they were brought based on the best routing, based on the weather, best voyage plan, and then to save on the fuel costs. As I mentioned earlier on, that we have to reduce on the carbon emission. So our job is very important to give the best routing service to the customers. That's what we do in the general. Okay, questions?
I'm trying to establish everything listed. So you have the routing from the company.
Routing software.
It helps predict the sea conditions, so
Yes.
you can try to do the vessel where it's much more calmer.
Correct.
So that you save on the
Save on fuel, save on safety. I see is the most important because the sea, because there are many cases. Maybe when you read on it, lost container out at sea, and how do we prevent the lost container out at sea? So our job in ABB every day is very exciting. It's very different from any other jobs out there. So a little bit of, I think I talk about myself as a career, right? So I've been in the marine and ports industry for more than 20 years. You can see the old man standing in front of you. I've been with ABB for 10 years. I'm very passionate in the marine industry. And that's why I joined ABB. What in ABB I do as a local division manager, I crunch numbers, I work with my managers, supporting multiple locations. Supporting multiple countries because we have 40 locations and support my managers in those countries. Yeah. My background, I'm triple E as a engineering. I also have applied accounting in numbers. So I like numbers. When I see numbers, I get excited. So that's my background. And of course, I also study naval art in the sense of offshore technology. Because then I know how to build vessels. If you give me a floor plan, how to build a vessels, I can understand. Where do you size the engine? How do you size the power? All this I can understand. Because that's part of, as engineers, we want to understand this part of the business. Yeah. Any questions? Last two questions maybe. Yes.
So like for fresh graduates, right, do you guys like offer any like graduate opportunities? Any or is it just like an open role, entry level role, just
Okay. In ABB, there are not only my department, division itself. There's graduate programs, there's like internship programs, there's global talents program itself. So do check out our website. There is part of this, and of course we also take in fresh grad. As most of the graduates here, we come in as a fresh grad, depending on which department they are going for, which job role they are interested in. Yeah. And if you find that marine and ports is something that you enjoy looking and ask what we do, then check out our website and follow the marine and ports, and then you'll find out more details from there. Any last question?
Okay, finally, can we give Mr. Ang another round of applause?
Thank you.